So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the channel. So let's just do it right here. I'm going to check this mic as an example. So I now turn this mic on and I'm going to press, so I've selected the channel. I'm going to turn the gate on and I'm going to view what I'm doing. Now this blue line is the incoming signal. You see that blue dot running up. And because that line is straight at that angle, it is not gating anything. But now watch what happens when I begin to turn this to this side. If I hold the mic right here, notice how the blue dot is over there, and you don't hear me in the sound system. But watch as I bring this mic closer and closer to my mouth. Now all of a sudden you start hearing it come on, but as soon as I pull it away from my mouth, you don't hear it anymore. Now, the normal use for a gate is in a drummer scenario, but I'm gonna show you a couple of other functional uses that will help you in your church service. So this is on drum mic number 1, and this is drum mic number 2. What happens is, when I hit drum 2, this mic picks it up. But I don't want this mic to pick it up. When I hit drum 2, I want drum 2's mic to pick it up. When I hit drum 1, I want drum mic's 1 to pick it up, but I don't want drum 2. So what I have to do is I have to set this level, and the way I do that is so we're gonna say this is drum mic 1. So, and I'm now going to be playing drum 2, doom, 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 doom. Okay, notice how that blue line is not crossing the gate, which means doom, doom, doom. That drum is not gonna be picked up by this microphone. Now I go to drum 1, doom, 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 doom. See how it hears it? Okay, that's the way you set them. Now you say, okay, so what's the application for this? The application for this is you have 4 choir mics on. Okay, you don't want to use the mutes individually. That's just like, I don't want to do that. But I want to leave them on because the hearing impaired can't hear it, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 4 choir mics, which wherever they are, where are the 4 choir mics? Right here. So I would select the choir mic. I could turn the gate on, and like right now, the choir mics are picking me up a little bit right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over here. Now the choir mics are picking me up, but it's not coming through the sound system because I have the gate right there. So what that theoretically means is that if you forget to mute the mics, or you don't choose to mute the mics, and you're up on stage, they're not going to be turned on until somebody's right up underneath them singing. But as soon as you start singing, you're going to be like, if I get on the mic and see it, see what happens. Now the choir mics are picking me up. So now the choir mics are active. But as soon as I come off the mic again, now they're turned off. So it's basically an auto on and off switch for them based on what levels you want to set this. So that just helps you in knowing that the only mic that's really on the stage is the one that's being used. So now, how can you use this in a negative way? How could this be a problem? Here's the problem. All right, so let's go back to my channel again. You see I'm way up there. What if I set this incorrectly? What? I'm now talking. I'm not coming through the sound system. What just happened? Oh my gosh. Well, what I did is I set the gate too high. I got to get way up here. Get really okay. Well, I don't want to do that. Or the other setting that happens incorrectly is notice this red bar. Okay, you notice when I talk, the red bar goes away, and as soon as I stop, watch what happens. Okay, this is the gate closing. Now, there are all these other knobs over here, and as most sound technicians, you go, I wonder what that does. So you go over here and you go, I'm just going to turn some of these knobs, and I'm going to just see what happens. And so we go in and we turn the knobs like this. Now, watch what happens. As soon as I stop talking, man, the gate's closed. You're standing at the speaker, and I'm talking in the mic right now. Every time I stop talking, the speaker goes, and they'll people say, man, you got your gate set wrong. I hear your speakers breathing. And that's what that means, is that you have pushed this level over too far and you've set that gate to open and close too fast. So what generally you would want to do is set it so that the gate, you know, when I'm idle out here, like if I needed that to not pick me up this far away, I'm going to set it like that. But notice how that thing is just going nuts. I don't want it to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the hold up so that when the gate closes, it stays closed until I'm ready for it to open. Now the release is how quick it opens and closes. See how much better that is? So it stays open as long as I'm talking, but then when I quit talking, the mic's put back in the stand, it just gradually closes the gate. Now the gate's closed. I pick the mic back up, now I'm hot, but you don't hear the speakers going.
You're going to hear the stand?
Problem. But the release is just how fast the gate is shut. The hold is how long do I wait before I start shutting the gate. So that's what those two things are. And the release, there again, the release is kind of the same way. You notice how I'm now moving another thing over here. So what this is going to do is gradually ramp it up. Instead of the gate going open and close, I can go gradually open the gate, gradually close the gate, and this gives me that little funky little symbol right there as I'm not making it be quite so dramatic. With drums, you want it really dramatic because a drum is a strike. So an instrument where somebody picks up the mic and they're talking first, you might want to have that set like that so that it's a gradual opening and a gradual closing. It sounds more musical if I'm talking or singing. So you would do that with your range setting over here. But it's still, what this is also saying is that I'm gating this portion right here. So I'm really, the low end of your voice is not really being gated, but that's not a problem for feedback either. So it's not a big deal. But that little squeezed area right there, it's saying when the range hits right there, it's definitely gated. Okay. Compressor gives you the ability to limit sounds that are too loud, but also, most people don't realize this, they can take sounds that are too soft and raise them up. So I'm gonna give an example of both. Okay, so the first natural setting, I'm gonna press the view button so I can see it. The first natural setting is I want to reduce the level of volume. So I'm like, amazing! Man, I'm clipping like crazy, just going nuts. I was like, Nick, hush, you gotta stop that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring that in, amazing grace. And you see what it does, I'm still singing really loud, but it doesn't let me get to that level. And if I'm still clipping, I can continue to take it down. Amazing grace. Now, I'm really loud, but it didn't clip because I compressed my voice, okay? That's what most people use it for. It's like, you're just too stinking loud, we're gonna turn you down. So by setting that level, I cannot get above a certain level. And you notice like right now, I'm super quiet because my level is set so low. So what I do is I try to find a compromise here where I can actually hear myself, where I hear myself now, but I'm also not that terribly loud. But if I go, hey, I still stay about the same level, loud. But also note, if I'm singing that loud, my gain structuring is also gonna be different, right? Because if I'm singing that loud, I'm going to be clipping over here to the get-go. So I'm going to again, we have to regain structure with each person that's singing. Okay, so that noted. Now, this is the thing that most people don't use this for. So I have, Nick out there and he's just singing, and it's just way too loud. So you put a compressor on me that brings me down. And then you've got little Sally singing, amazing grace. She has this beautiful voice, but like Nick's over there just blaring, and she's just getting buried in the mix. And you've like gained her up and it's just still not happening because it's like the more you turn her up, the more she wants to move away from her mic. So you finally convince her, at least hold your mic still. Now this is how you're gonna adjust it. So now what's gonna happen is we're still going to compress her a little bit, but this is gonna be like reverse mentality. So what we're going to set the compressor now is a reverse. So we're going to make her volume level stay at a certain level. So even if she comes off her mic a little bit like this in the demonstration I'm going to do, the volume level is going to stay the same because I don't want Susie Snowflake to stay off the mic. So this is the way I do this. So I set the compressor fairly heavily, okay? But then I go to the gain output, and now I'm going to gain this up. And you hear me, I'm still here, but look how much I'm compressed over there. But now watch what happens when I move the mic out. I'm still super hot, but look how far I am away from the mic. So now Susie Snowflake is not singing very loud, but oh my goodness, she's that far away from the mic. But then when she brings the mic back in, she's still there. There's not a huge difference in me moving the mic like this. But now watch if I turn that off. So I turn this off, I'm right here now, I move the mic away, I'm totally out of the sound system. See the difference by being able to use the gain in there and the compression? So what it does is it tells Susie, I'm gonna keep you louder, but it takes Nick and he brings him down. So now you've created that dynamic range where you can be softer to this point, but I'm not gonna let you get any softer than that, because if you're softer than this, the keyboard, the drums, the bass are burying you and I don't even hear you anymore. So by taking like the 3 or 4 vocals over here, setting your compressors up appropriately, bringing it over to a DCA group here, you now have the ability to make them balanced here and then raise their overall levels here. So we have to be able to have the ability to make, that's why this thing has a range in it, because I can be up as loud as this or down as loud as this and still have pristine vocal quality in my recording. Because as a mixer and as a recording engineer, I'm always thinking about my output levels. What is it going to sound like? Because I'm mixing live for TV. What is my TV mix going to sound like? Because people that watch our church service, they look at the TV mix when I'm running it and they go, Nick's supposed to know what he's doing. Why does that sound like that? Well, in our scenario, we have 5 sound technicians and I've trained them all, and I want every one of those guys to mix exactly like me. So whether you're mixing or you're mixing, it sounds the same. They don't go, oh, Nick's mixing today. Oh, John's mixing tomorrow. Oh, Randy's mixing tomorrow. Well, I want Nick to mix. No, I don't want that. My job is to make sure that we all sound the same exactly. And that's done by setting the board up right, setting the compressors up right, so that basically you're balancing with your ears. Is the music too loud for the vocals? Can I hear the pastor? That's pretty much it.